I have the privilege of introducing our first speaker. This gentleman is from Belgium. He is an award-winning, best-selling author, an international speaker, and a man on a mission. Please get on your feet and give a warm welcome to Mr. Gert Olefs.
Thank you, and good morning to all of you. 30 years of business travel around the world and 15 years of living in 3 different continents have taught me one fundamental lesson. Everybody wants peace. So the question then is, if everybody wants peace, why don't we have peace? Now you may wonder, what does peace have to do here in this magnificent event? And I'm telling you, everything. There is no dream team. There are no mega speakers. There are no top 1 sales or other JT Fox events in Mogadishu, in Baghdad, in Kabul, or in Aleppo. Lest we forget this magic number combination. And I saw that there are a lot of people in this audience with some military background. They will understand. The day after tomorrow, this magic number combination will be celebrated all around the world. Because on the 11th day of the 11th month, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918, Mega Hell 1 came to an end. And my grandfather survived. Miraculously, I have to add. But because he survived, my father was born 15 years later, only to be a witness of Mega Hell 2. And here I am, the lucky one, a representative of the first generation in the European Union who has lived in peace. And I know the value of peace because my life has been fantastic. And that's why I started 30 months ago with the movement and the non-profit organization World Peace 2035. And we have one goal. It is to eradicate warfare as a means of solving international conflict between or inside of countries by the year 2035. It has never been done before. I believe it can be done in my lifetime. Thank you. Now, about 3 weeks after I started this movement and non-profit, I went to a mega speaker event in Antwerp, and there I met JT for the first time. And we all know what happens after you meet JT, right? Summarizing, after you meet JT, after you meet his coaches, after you invest in yourself, this experience can be summarized by one sentence that I found on Facebook, and it said, set a goal so big that you cannot achieve it until you become the person who can. Now there is great power in that last part of the sentence, becoming the person who can. Because in order to do that, you have to embark on the journey of all journeys. I call it Star Trek within. To boldly go inside where you have never gone before. And when you do that, magic will happen. You will meet this special person, the person in the mirror, who will help you on that journey to become the person who can. And my person in the mirror, he woke up after I had read a 250-year-old sentence written by an Irish politician called Edmund Burke. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. And I was one of those good people. Good, but passive. But then this man started talking to me. And we are in the time of conflict in Ukraine, We are the time when dead children start washing up on the beaches of the Mediterranean Sea. And now these horrible images are even replaced with even more horrible images from starving children in Yemen. And the man in the mirror, my man in the mirror, he asked me, "What are you doing about it?" And by doing, he said, I don't mean complaining and moaning. I mean doing, taking action, so that you are no longer a part of the problem, but a part of the solution. And for many months, I had absolutely no answer. So he asked me a second question, and he said, "If not you, who? You are a fortunate one. You were born in a peaceful and prosperous place, and there is zero merit in that, 100% luck. Now, don't you think that this giant piece of luck deserves you giving back something in a very significant way?" And then he fired his third question. And he said, "If not now, when? How much longer is your fear going to be bigger than your courage? How much longer are you going to be stopped by the evil twins, procrastination and perfectionism? And how much longer are you going to listen to those little nasty voices in your head?" We know them all, right? They say things like, who the hell do you think you are? I mean, you're just a small shrimp in a huge ocean. And what are people going to think about you? What are they going to say about you? And then he came at me with his last question. And he said, "Imagine that you do not act now. Will you be able to live with yourself in 2035, when you will be 75 years old and make up the balance of your life? Will you be able to live with yourself, knowing that you could and that you should have acted, but that you did not because of fear, lame excuses, and too much egocentricity?" So meeting this person in the mirror is a very important step on your journey, the Star Trek within. But the second step is to ask you a very simple question, actually the question of all questions. It's very simple, it's very short. We have heard it before here. It's not this one, it's not what's in it for me. There is a much more fundamental one. It's the why. Not the why of your business, not the why of your relationships, but the why of your existence. Why are you here? What is your unique contribution to make? And I can testify that when you find and live your purpose, magic really happens. Because when you do so, you will have laser-sharp vision, focus, and steadfast direction. You will have passion and energy. You will have tenacity and persistence. And you will meet phenomenal people on the way that you would otherwise never meet. And you will also live moments of extreme joy, because living your purpose connects you with the greatest depths of life. Now, this is an image that has been true for all of history. Mothers have always loved their children, and many fathers too, we should add. But that has not been enough to save the countless and countless of millions and millions upon millions of boys to have disappeared on the battlefield, or girls to have been raped and killed by armies. Loving our children is essential, but it is not enough. Living in our little cocoon of our own lives in this world is no longer enough. There has to be contribution, because we live in the world every day. We take from the world every day. So isn't it normal that we give something back every day? Now, contribution, there are different levels that we can make. And I'm going to use the image of the mountain river. The first contribution is the moving of pebbles. And translating this to world peace, these are the people in our world today that can activate the ninth wonder. It is the friend of your friend. I had a TED talk in March in Brussels, and it was only because of the friend of somebody I had never met. But he believed in what I had to tell him, and he said, I'm going to give you your chance on this big stage. So the friend of your friend can be simple things. It can be everybody of you here in this audience to activate via Facebook, our Facebook page, to support it so that we grow. We have 650,000 followers already, but we want to make that millions. You can help us do that. Those are very simple things. These can be your contribution to peace today. There is, of course, another level, and that is those people that are willing to move stones, rocks. Now, I believe that in this room, everybody is here to move rocks. Now, those are contributions of a stronger nature. They can be more time, they can be expertise, and yes, also financial contributions. Because we want to expand and grow and accelerate. A year ago, this map was white. Today, we have peace promoters in different countries in the Middle East, in Africa, and in South Asia. Young people who want to help us build world peace. And here you see some of them with the certificate that we have given them, with wearing the proud sash with World Peace 2035 on it. And thank you, Coach Cherie, for using this argument for me in a coaching session. You see that I listen and that I apply what I'm coached. And then thirdly, there are those people here that want to move the rivers. And I see one big river as one of many that has to be moved. And it is the river of peace. Because after thousands and thousands of years, its waters are still red. And they have to become blue. Now, there is one final magic thing that happens when you live your purpose. Your woman or your man in the river no longer asks you those painfully penetrating questions. Your man and your woman in the river will hug you and embrace you with a love that you have never felt before. And your man and your woman in the mirror will say words that will make your soul sing forever. I am so proud of you. Because when your fear was strong, your courage was stronger. And when you were all alone with your big dream, you started walking against all odds. I am so proud of you. Your man and your woman in the mirror will tell you, I am so proud of you. Just understand, you never walk alone. We are all here to help you. All that have gone before you. Stand on our shoulders and become the person that you were meant to become. Do what you were meant to do. And go on now and join and create this band of brothers and sisters around the world that will make the world peaceful for the first time in history. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gert Olefs.
Thank you.